of the World of Ability podcast. I am Emily, one of the uh, co-hosts for today's show, along with Kara Roskoff and Denise Vargas. And on the show today, we have Marianne Ambrose and Barbara Weinstein-Schrader. So, how's, I guess, that's over to you, Denise.
Hey guys, welcome to World of Ability, brought to you by Marcus Hart Transforming Media. We are so happy to be able to be with you guys again. As always, we never know where the conversation is going. So let's all think of a topic today. You know, we're always thinking about new ways that we can help others understand people with disabilities and what we need in order to be all inclusive in this beautiful world of ours. And Marianne, I know that you are in Mexico. How have you been finding people with disabilities over there? Are they inclusive over there? Tell us.
Well, Denise, can you hear me?
We hear you, hon.
Denise. All right, great. Well, aloha. I'm Marianne of Waikiki. I'm the HNP sign language interpreter. And 31 years ago, I was a case manager with the deaf back in Grand Rapids, Michigan for about 5 years. And I went on a healing journey to Hawaii, and I ended up interpreting for a beautiful deaf man for over 10 years. And through my creation and asking what my next purpose was, I was guided. I was going to write a series of children's sign language books with puppets. So I'm so grateful that I can say now that I am being published and trademarked with Dr. Liddy out of HNP, out of Orlando, and partnering with Trevor Gibbs in Orlando, because 31 years ago, President Bush signed the American Disabilities Act, and all business owners with a website need to be ADA compliant. And oh, am I learning that, Denise? Because I'm an Apple game developer now, and no one has really done anything on animation movies with sign language characters. And we just had the Oscars, and guess what? Our deaf community award winners got awards at the Oscars for the amazing movie Coda. So my vision and mission is to bring my books into animation movies with sign language characters. So shifting kind of the topic over, I had the opportunity to sail down here. And when we reported in Ensenada, that was a private sail, not on a cruise ship. We reported in Ensenada, and I got to go out like once or twice. But again, we're being very careful because of COVID and social spatial distancing. But there was this amazing band at the Mazatlan, and I hung out there all day with my journal books, and I ended up dancing and laughing, and the families got to know me. And it was hard because I'm not really that fluent in Spanish, but I did see some children that looked like they had Down syndrome, and just to dance and see their eyes light up was just amazing. So it does give me the inspiration to create more characters with persons with disabilities from all cultures around the world. And that's what I'm doing now, Denise. I need your help because I'm so excited that I just talked with Suzanne Sims, my co-writer, and she was over in Mexico City. And we're going to start working on the sequel book for climate change, which introduces several more, 20, 30 more characters for a worldwide topic about climate change. So I need all your individual help to give me ideas for these creative characters who tackle on climate change by a moth, a Hawaiian moth, who says that these climate change are myths. And I have some ideas from other podcasts that I've been on with World of Ability a couple of weeks ago when I was sitting here I'm in Cabo San Lucas now. So I was at a condo. I had a barbecue grill and got to talk to some different people and got creative. And now I'm in a different location, but I'm ready to work on these projects. And we came up, I talked to some people in Kurt's podcast too with multiple sclerosis. So I got ideas for a moose who has multiple sclerosis. So I need your help in these next couple of weeks to get some ideas of what your thought, how we can make these animal characters come together to be of service for my third book for climate change. So excited to be here, Denise. And again, I'm staying home and staying safe, working on my project, and Brian Roosh is updating my website. And wow, when you see all these new characters on there and the sequence of the app games, the amazing creative work that I've been working on, that I was guided to do this. And you can go out and play the games. So looking forward to it. So next topics on the next several World of Ability, I need your ability to create this book and bring it to the world. Back to you, Denise.
Awesome. Oh my gosh, I love that. Well, you know what? Everyone out there, please go to our YouTube site, like, subscribe, share. And you know what? How about giving Marianne some ideas for all these new characters that she's creating? You know what, Marianne? I got an idea for you right now. I'm sure you have you seen when a dog is not able to walk, they have like these wheels that they kind of attach to their bodies? You know, maybe we can have a dog that has his own little wheelchair.
Right, exactly. A service dog, right? Yeah, because all my characters are to be of service. And my deaf friend in Hawaii had actually a service dog, a white Pomeranian. And service dogs are there to be ears, eyes for persons with disabilities, to bark when someone's knocking at the door, pick up keys when they're dropped and you don't hear them, or drop something. And I just was watching some YouTubes last night before I started the Pata Pata, and oh my God, now my energy come back. But they had a person go out into the community who acted like he was blind with a cane and had 4 boxes of Apple laptop computers, okay, like pizza boxes, but they were laptops or iPhones. And he tripped and fell in several different places, in a mall, in front of a pond, or what do you call those? Anyway, monuments with water. And just to see what people would do if they would actually pick them up and give them all 4 Apple computers back, or if they stole them from him because he was a blind person. And sorry to say, some people did try and take them from him. And the people who gave them right back, he took off the glasses as an actor, and then told them to look in the camera and actually gave them the physical products as a thank you for being of service and not taking advantage. But yes, definitely. I have so many characters to work with, and it's worldwide. So I'm writing down all that kind of information for sure. Yes. And yeah, it's unlimited. And I'm so excited to start working on it and getting creative, because you know how to live creatively. And tell me more about that, Denise.
Thank you. Absolutely. You know what? When you have a disability, you most definitely need to know how to get creative, to do things differently. Because at the end of the day, whether you have a disability or not, we are all different, we are all unique, and we all have our awesome abilities that we can share with the rest of the world. And yeah, I love that. And it's interesting, other things that service dogs do that oftentimes people don't realize. If you're diabetic and you have a service dog, they can actually smell when your insulin levels are off. So they are just phenomenal. And the people who train them, wow, we just absolutely, I appreciate them so much, because what they train the animals to do is just really mind-boggling. And yeah, I love that. So Barbara, are you still with us?
I'm still with you. Yes.
Awesome.
Trying to be.
How are you finding accessibility and inclusion in your neck of the woods?
My biggest problem seems to be me, and then wanting to like solve the problems of the world. Like I wanted to know from Marianne, I wanted to know what happened to the people that were stealing. You know, how were they were confronted by the photographers, or but were they held accountable for what they were doing? I wonder. As quite,
They never really showed that part at all. The people just kind of ran away. So there was no police involvement because it was a stunt and they were stunt actors, but I'm not sure. So people were being set up, but they were caught on camera. That's all I can tell you.
And then when I'm talking about that, my biggest problems come from inside me. When I feel challenged, the way I would respond, my drug of choice would be to disappear, to try to go into sleep. But when you're narcoleptic or when you're going catatonic, you're not really going to a sleep mode. You're more going into where you would be if you were in the womb. You're trying to get back into a womb state. And it used to be 54 years ago when I started chanting Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. I mean, I wasn't going to, it was taking me down. I wasn't going to be able to get past that, to be able to go to school, to be able to have my family, anything that I've been able to do. But I see how it is still so with me, since right now I'm walking with a walker. And somebody was going to pick me up this morning, and we were going to go to this meeting together, and we were going to go do yoga with a bunch of other people in a beautiful place on the beach. And I was so excited. I was so ready. I was so on time. I had myself all together, 15 minutes before my friend was going to show up. And then 5 minutes after she was going to show up, I get a call that she woke up late. She's decided that she's not going at all. So I'm acting like, oh, that's fine, no worries. But then I go back into where I live, and I watch myself just go into this, what they call it, comfortably numb, this very mild breakdown where little things that I should have been doing, like laundry, things like that today that I could have done, or just to go outside myself, to take myself outside, and go meet my neighbors and go to where there's a pool around here. I didn't do any of that. I just kind of withdraw. Oh, well, I have a book to read, and just kind of started withdrawing from what would be good for my life. Like, fresh air and sunshine's always good, right? Or reaching out to people. So what I would like to talk about is how do you all handle, do other people have such a problem with themselves emotionally, and you're trying to figure out how to snap out of it, how to break through that, but it's you who's holding yourself back and making things harder for you? Because that I sure.
I would like to share with you too. So I'm grateful that, I woke up today and go, wow, I really haven't had any vertigo episodes since Dr. Joe in Honolulu up at cervical worked on me. And I'm grateful for that, because I know what it's like, because I could be a bed bug too then, because of spinning and all that. And here I was up dancing last night, and I got up this morning again and go, wow, don't overdo it, but just stay in your room, because if you fall or hit something, you got 2 beds between you. So I don't want to say not using an excuse, but then, I did get tired. I did get up on Kurt Sting, and I got excited because I'm working with my fiber team in India, and all this creativity is happening. So I also had to retrain my brain. Okay. So if I was down, physically down because of vertigo, I was trying not to get myself down because the creativity was still there. And so I'm just grateful that I had all this upper cervical treatment. And also a shout out to Mark Siegel, because he sent me a product with his CBD. That's a topical. And I used it. I bought it and I went sailing, and this stuff was amazing. Okay. There's really nothing in it, but it's a topical spray. So I'm not taking any medications to need and relax my body. And I told him, I go, this stuff is amazing. Now, don't get me wrong. I pulled my back, pulling my sailbag and all that. And
Mhm.
I took a gummy, and then, wow, I was back up jumping around again. So
Mhm.
anyway, and I don't take any other medications. So I'm just grateful for some of that stuff too. But again, it's, and I know what it's like too, because when you are down, or if you're physically down,
Mhm.
or I get up, I gotta manifest my day and go get all the stuff done when you feel good. Okay. Because something can come and change it with you. So, and just like, get your laundry done, get this kind of done. And I kind of wanted to restart yesterday too, because it was April 1st and it's a new month, and I don't know, I'd say like a new beginning. And I got some things accomplished. Business, HNP, Brian, the websites, it excited me. And then I kind of shifted my diet because we've been eating a lot of tacos over here. So I want to eat a bunch of fresh
Mhm.
vegetables. And
Mhm.
anyway, so I was ready to go to bed last night. I had my jams on, okay. And I thought, well, I'll just listen to Pata like I did on the sailboat and enjoy it. Well, guess what? Edwin played Pretty Woman to start. It kicked it off, and we ended up dancing. And Kurt and I went through a couple of dress wardrobe changes, and I was dancing in front of the mirror, and I was thinking, oh my gosh, this is like Alan and H&P LBGT, who does what is it, beach bodies. And I go, you know
Mhm.
what? I can do this in my room in front of this mirror. If I do a little
Mhm.
a day, I can feel better, and I can start losing some of these inches and all that stuff from laying around, being in bed, and all that stuff. So
Mhm.
little by little, if you just do that and manifest it too. Okay. And like, I know I have good days and bad days. Like, wow, is the vertigo going to come back? Or I get up and I get stuff done, or my back, I will be in back pain and I'll be laying back in bed. So I know what it's like to try and get your accomplished list done too. So,
Mhm.
but yeah, and try not to rely on other people too as well. But yeah, you do. And
Yeah.
like over here in Mexico, we don't they you got to take your laundry to them to do laundry service.
Mhm.
Okay, so that means I got to carry my bags there or get an Uber. And so all these
Mhm.
other things I'm learning over here too as well. So anyway, but thanks for sharing. So, but yes. Oh, and so one other thing, Denise, I wanted to share with you too in Mexico here is, so I'm in a Airbnb with a host, and she's a private chef. And I texted her this morning and said, I really like being here. I'm moving forward with my projects. Just want to know if you can help me out with grocery shopping online. And you can, because she brings the stuff home. She buys and caters and bring it back. I go, I need to get on some really good soups and salads. Can't just be walking down to the little convenience store trying to pick up some vegetables. So again, it's also reaching out to people to help you out with some of that stuff. But
Mhm.
what was the whole point? Oh, anyway, so she's taking English classes over here. So Omar is an English teacher over here from LA. He comes over once a week to teach her English. And so I got to meet him, and he's like, oh yeah, well, we could use your books in the schools. So guess what? They sent me the link to this
Nice.
autistic school over there. So I don't know yet, Denise, but I know the universe is providing. Okay. Like my intentions are there, and all that, and showing up. But again, we all got to be safe and what's going on with the world and health wise and all that stuff. And in Mexico, it's very dry over here. I'm used to living on a sailboat with salt water. So I'm staying inside and doing what I can. And it's been windy over here. So I can't wait to get back on water though. But the universe is happening everywhere I go differently. All the things that I was thinking about are showing up and happening. And again, I'm using a lot of solfeggio frequencies and using this time to meditate. And last night was amazing to exercise and dance. And I loved your wheelchair video, Denise. Tell us about that. Where'd you get that?
On YouTube, there's so many videos, and as a person, as a wheelchair user, I like to show that, hey, you know what, we can do everything in a wheelchair. There's always a way. There's a way to adapt something. There's wheelchair football, there's wheelchair soccer, there's wheelchair basketball, there's wheelchair skiing. And we know that Kurt Roscoff, is really passionate about skiing. And that's actually how he got involved. with helping people with disabilities. Because, his friend who was really anxious to and excited to ski and was all ready and psyched and all, was told that he couldn't ski. And that just did not sit right with Kurt. And he made it his mission to make sure that everyone's included. Everyone's included. And, I am really proud to call him my friend, my brother, because he's definitely an ally to people with disabilities. He wants to make sure that, we're all equal. It's in the Constitution. All men are created equal. We might be of different races or cultures, religious beliefs, political beliefs, and hey, we have a disability. Yes, that's different too, but we're all supposed to be included, and we're all supposed to treat everyone with the same love and respect, and everyone has the same rights. So definitely, we want to encourage those out there who are listening to think about what you're doing in your community.
Right. I want to give a shout out to Edwin from Happy Neighborhood Projects for having the Pata Pata party last night. It went on for several hours. And, Barbara, it got me motivated. I was ready to go to bed and just kind of listen. And when I kind of got up, I ended up cleaning out my desk. I went through my bills. I restructured my laundry and clothing, my desk over here. And I got to dance like Michael Jackson with Kurt Roscoff. So for that time where I was like really kind of tired and got let down, I got up, man. I even put my boots on. Those boots were made for walking last night. And I'm like, I had my boots packed away from the sailboat. So it was so much fun to do all this stuff and get a little crazy, right? Show our creative talents by dancing and all that, little moves in here and there. And yeah. So, and I'm sitting in a rocking chair now. Okay. So I have my iWatch on, Barbara, but I also know it's like yoga. Okay. So I got to keep moving. So I'm not laying in the bed. If I sit in here, I'm burning calories. And I learned that from being on the sailboat. I put my yoga watch on from doing all this rocking on the sailboat. I burnt so many calories. It was amazing. So it's just thinking outside the box and too of how you can do different things differently and exercise. And that's going to improve your mental health. It's getting the blood flow going. And just that feeling of accomplished list. It's not a to-do list, it's my accomplished list today. And if you make it really, really small, like I have 10 things to do today, I'm going to do it, right? I don't tend to do a million things today. As long as I complete my 10 things today, then I am happy. And it can change every single day too. So, and that's just, those are just minimal goals. So, and yeah, so.
And, Edwin Edberry, he's a Chief Happiness Officer from the Happy Neighborhood Project. And if you want to know more about that, you can go to hnpabc.com. Again, that's hnpabc.com. And there you'll find so many networking events, master classes. There are just so many things that you can get involved with. But on Friday nights, once a month, Edwin Edberry, our Chief Happiness Officer, turns into DJ Cho. He will take requests, and this is open for everyone. So if you're out there listening, just like I said, comments below. We will show you how you can participate, and you can request any song that you want. We listen to music from all over the world, and like Marianne said, we dance, and whatever you can move. If you're in a tree and all you can do is roll around, hey, roll around, have fun, just be in the moment. Because like Marianne says, any type of movement is movement. And it's all about your mindset, right? It's like, how are you moving in your mind? Because what you're feeling in your mind, your body will feel it too. So absolutely.
Yeah. I was in my bed. I was started at wiggling my toes and I did some leg lifts. I thought, oh, I'm gonna, stay here. And well, like you saw, Denise, I got up and put those boots made for walking on, and a whole new mindset.
There you go. Absolutely.
And that boot had a broken foot in it. So guess what? So every little step you take, a movement or anything like that, get that part of that body rehabilitated, mind, body, and spirit.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
allow for relaxation and spa time too. Downtime is good too.
Oh,
Downtime is very, very good.
absolutely. Self-care, and oftentimes when we have disabilities, we don't think about self-care, especially if you're not really mobile. You think, well, what am I going to do? I can't go to a spa. I can't do this. I can't do that. Well, you know what? We need to get that mindset from I can't into how can I? How can I have that relaxing spa-like moment? Especially now that, we need to be cautious about being out with people, especially if you have a low immune system or, you're compromised in another way. What can I do? How can I get creative and still have that peaceful, calming moment that we all need, right? Because self-care is so important. So, so important.
Well, here's a suggestion too, Denise, is that, when I interpret for my deaf friend over in Hawaii, he was all into healthcare. We both were. And, we had the ocean to go soak in. So salt water does change a lot. And so if you have an opportunity in your bathtub, Dr. Teal's has products that are just amazing to scrub your skin or foot baths. And I would do that too when we had to stay at home. So having my own pedicure or just, a $30 foot massager with bubbles and Dr. Teal's, I sat at home and I had a date night with myself with Dr. Teal. Okay. So you got to think about that. But yeah, he's got these amazing scrubs. I also had a salt lamp in there because I wasn't as close to the ocean, like my directly where my boat was. But those Himalayan salt lamps are amazing. Also, too, they run about $20-$30 at Walmart. I highly suggest that. Get that in your room. It helps with energy and blood flow and certain disease states too. I don't quote me on this, but having one of them and having them crystals in your room, doing some feng shui in your room, changing stuff, decluttering your mind. Like last night, guess what? I got up and I was dancing and I said, gosh, I'm going to get rid of the tackle those receipts and those bills. Well, I listened to Edwin. I got that all done. It motivated me. It was on my to-do list, but by having that music. And I was going to tell you, so getting to the therapy part. So my deaf friend Scott, we're in aromatherapy and salt things. So and we were both injured too. So we got acupuncture through insurance. Okay. So again, check out your insurance plan. See if you can go get acupuncture. It's part of United Healthcare plans too. You'd be surprised. It eliminates a lot of the pain that is stuck in your body or misplaced, or chiropractic treatment, upper cervical. And so he would go and get hot stone therapy or cupping, and it's covered by insurance plans. And I'm like, and I would see his back and was like, oh my God, like you're on Hawaii. What did they do to you? Did they take you out and put you in a barbecue or what? But it really does healing stuff apparently. And so what I did again, when we had to be locked down, is I got a crock pot. Okay. And I started manifesting hot stones. And guess what? I'd go shopping like once a month, and my girlfriend would pick me up to this thrift store that had everything. And there were the hot stones. So I was manifesting. I got the crock pot and the hot stones for less than $20. So what you do is you put these stones, okay, specific stones in the crock pot, and you boil it. And then you have a specific spoon, separate, and you use towels so you don't burn your own body. And you can position them on you. Now, I know some of us are challenged, or you may need somebody to help us out and do it, but it's just another thing that is home self-therapy of what you can do. And have somebody, your neighbor, your partner, your neighbor, or a family member who does come over and go, hey, can you help me out? I really like this kind of therapy treatment. And you'd be surprised. I put them in between just the cracks of my elbows and to my palms. It shot up to different parts of my body, Denise, okay, from just holding on to these healing stones, just like crystals. So energy flows and goes. And so these are just some home spa healing techniques that you can do as well.
Absolutely. And you're so right. Energy, we are all energy. Everything is energy, so the sound waves, everything. So we need to really start embracing all of these, holistic treatments and therapies. And it's great that insurance pays for some of that. I wish it would pay for more of it. Like, before you were talking about CBD, I also use CBD. I can't take pills, and anything that tastes terrible, I'm not going to use it. However, I do use these patches. So for those that can't swallow medication or pills, I have these patches that you just put on. It's got the CBD product on it, and it's just been phenomenal. So yeah, it's really been helping me a lot. Yeah, and going back to insurances and paying for these therapies and acupuncture and all of that, it's all part of wellness. And it would be great if we can have more insurance companies pay for this, and see that if you take care of this ahead of time, you'll less likely need other treatments that they'll end up paying for, but they'll end up paying a lot more. So that would be great if they can do that. Barbara, what do you do for self-care? And you're on mute.
Um, well, that's what I'm questioning about myself today. Because like, big part of me is like being like a beggar, where I'd be calling people up and say, "Hey, you want to go swimming with me today?" Or trying to get people to come and do things with me. And that works, for me, that's pretty much like always works. When I'm having someone coming over, and I love that. And I need to be able to find that kind of like love, that kind of strength, just for me. And actually, I'm not sure if I want to be able to, without other people, have the ability to like cheer myself up and get myself going. Because I think I so appreciate, having friends. That's my biggest go-to. And then chanting, of course, but even that, it takes a while for me to get to a place where I'm chanting, and I get to a place where the love's just flowing. My mind and my heart are connecting with my energy, and things are feeling really good. And that idea of having, how to plan hope, having, saying, if I make these causes, right? If I make these causes, then even if I don't see right now the people coming, the fortune I'm creating. I've seen it so many times in the past, you make the causes and the fortune comes because of the effort you're making, because we're all connected in the universe, right? I believe this, we're all like somewhat aware of each other, that idea of God being omnipotent, knowing what's going on everywhere with everybody. I believe there's such reality to that, amongst us human beings, and even, nature.
Absolutely.
So what do I do? I know going in the ocean. I'm sorry. I was like, wait, I didn't say it yet. I'm sure I didn't quite say it. I know going in the ocean is like such powerful medicine, and it's instant medicine. And that just amazes me. And I don't think it's ever failed, put my whole self in, and the next thing, whatever pain I was carrying, or disappointment, anger, anything like that, just whoosh, it's washed off. That's very powerful medicine. Chanting with other people, where I get to be a hero for somebody, a heroine, and make that effort of trying to find things that where I feel like, hey, maybe I'm important here. Maybe my being on the show today will have value, and I'll be able to feel it and see that it has value. And
it always does, Barbara. We all do. We all come in collectively to do that, and everybody has their healing properties and to share the wisdom with other people. And we appreciate that. And again, you know, I'm not to interrupt you, but I'm used to going to Unity Church of Hawaii. I'm used to signing. I'm used to going, we had healers that came in that gave us Reiki, and, you know, we couldn't do any of that stuff. And a lot of people left the island. And so I listened to a lot of solfeggio frequencies, and I don't know if you just saw me here. This is an Omitama. I took a certification, and because they would come to the Unity Church of Hawaii, I wasn't that good at all chanting or Japanese or the healer kind of thing that they wanted me to do, but I'm honored to kind of wear it. And I can feel the energy in this necklace. So over here in Mexico, I mean, I had to put stuff packed away, or this was this position where you had to have it in a certain part. And I was talking to them. I go, listen, I live on a sailboat. Where can I know this is a sacred kind of jewelry kind of symbol, but I don't know where to. So when I came over to Mexico, you know, before I left, I said, you know what, you're going to use everything that you got, or it's time to let go of stuff. And I kept this, and I brought it over, and the ladies in Ensenada, I was looking for, well, I want to say like a gold necklace, but I wasn't going to spend that much. Anyway, I bought this for $5 from a family to make this for me, and I put it around, and it's by my heart. And I can feel the energy and the power with it. And I know, and everybody believes in this kind of stuff, but I know that so that I am surrounded with protection, with love, light, and energy too, as well. And I listen to solfeggio frequencies whatever kind of mood, or if I'm up, we need to be uplifted, or I'm procrastinating, Denise. There's ones for procrastination, or manifesting money, or healing my neck, my back, or I work on people too. People call me too because I'm a Reiki master. Can you send me Reiki to my neck? Can you do this? And, you know, most of the time it's like, yeah, not a problem. And I really got to be in the mindset. And when I was over at the other condo too, it was the new moon. And I met these other ladies too from Phoenix. Okay. So the universe has put me into all these next steps. Right. And I was thinking that day, okay. And I couldn't sleep the day before. And I had a conversation. One of the ladies was a Reiki master. I felt like it was all over the place, wasting her time. And I was like kind of crazy and crying, not crazy and crying, but just, I needed to release stuff. And then to give yourself permission to do that I was hanging on to things and letting those go to ready. I can move into the next 2022. And I'm in Mexico, even though I miss my friends and family in Hawaii, and everybody is misplaced or moved. But it's really about where I'm going and what I can do next, and I'm enjoying it. And then we talked about the new moon, manifesting what you want and releasing a lot of that stuff. So there's a lot of those frequency sounds can help you do it. And I've listened to some of them too, and I can have some worse nightmares, or I have people that are brought up from that I knew, but it was time to let them go, but they showed up in my dreams. So a lot of these things that you're hanging on to are no longer serving you purpose, and you bless them. You bless them for the time that you have with them, the opportunity, or items, or this necklace. Thank you. It's time for me to let this go. I think somebody else could use this. And I had brought clothes over. I bought clothes at the Unity Church of Hawaii thrift store. They were going out of business to wear on my sail trip. And they're in good conditions. And I was able to give it to some families over here in Mexico. So it was just awesome. But guess what happened, Barbara? You know what happened? And I was thinking about these earrings, and I go, you know, it's web heavy, their weight, and they're cubic zirconia. But to wear, I go, why are you hanging on? Because I'll get frustrated, or if something's got a stitch or a hole, you know. I mean, I know there's still good stuff, but it's like it will still drive me nuts. And will I really wear it? It will just hang in my closet where somebody else could really be using it, right? And I let that stuff go. And it was amazing to feel that lightness, okay? Yes. Because I know this family can use it, okay? And guess what happened? I was invited with these lovely ladies from the wedding to the timeshare. And she got so about these earring things, right? She got gifted a $150 pair of earrings from the timeshare, and she gave it to me. So by letting go, something else new came in. And I
Uh-huh.
just thought it was the most
Yeah.
amazing, cool thing too. And throughout the new moon, and able to talk to these lovely ladies too. And we did our own energy healing and stuff like that for being bonded. And I didn't know them. So so again, we all appreciate all of us leading ladies or leading men, anybody that comes in and on these world of abilities, we're giving back to the world. We're giving information, healing information, or how to open up our hearts or how to do something better
Yes.
with all of us on these world of abilities. And we thank you, Kurt Roskoff and Emily, for always doing it. So thank you,
Mhm.
Barbara, because you always bring something amazing to the table. And chanting is
Oh,
very, very healing. Yeah. I don't know it all, but I know I can listen to it. And if I listen to it on the solfeggio frequencies in my headset, you hear that, I know something's going through my mind, body, and spirit, and it uplifts me. Or somebody else is out there praying and manifesting me or healing me in some other way.
mhm.
So just like being in a foreign country and not knowing different languages, here you go. And people with disabilities have that capability. My deaf friend was an amazing healer, very powerful. He still is. He speaks well. So you don't
Mhm.
know, if you lose one sense or a talent, you can acquire something else, Denise.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, when one sense goes and the other ones are heightened for sure. And wow, so much information that was just said today about, self-care and, the power of just manifestation. I always tell people my nickname is Diva, and it was actually DE for Denise and VA for Vargas. And then I said, well, I don't want people to think I'm a diva, even though, yeah, sometimes I am, and I think we can all be a little divas here. And then, it's important to, be proud of yourself. However, I decided, well, what do I do? I love acronyms. I'm like, what can I turn diva into? That's something I do all the time. And then I said, you know what? Diva, DEVA, dream every day and visualize always. Because if we do that, that is part of manifesting. When you focus on what you want and you really paint that picture in your mind, it's amazing the things that come to you. And as Marianne said, when the more you give, you would be surprised how much more you get because you are giving it away freely. And, now when you give, I'm not saying to expect things, because you should give just from the bottom of your heart, just really give, know that you're giving it to someone else that can use it. And, something comes great and it might not come at that moment. It might come, later or in some other way, but for sure, what you give, the universe returns to you tenfold over. So dream
Yeah.
every
I've experienced that.
yeah. Was that
Yeah.
Barbara?
Oh, yeah, I can testify to that. I've seen that work, that law of nature, when you let things go, when you're giving, when you're loving, that it comes back to you. And you want to tell people and you're scared you're going to sound a little crazy, right? Let me tell you what just happened. But more and more we're being able to share this concept because more of us are experiencing it and know it's real.
Oh, absolutely. And it's interesting how it happens because it will happen from a complete stranger. I remember years ago, I was short $400. I was going to buy a van and I was literally short $400, which, when you think about the price of a van and you think of $400, it's really not that much compared to how much you're really paying. But I was short $400 and my mom was able to get another $100 from I believe it was her boss actually. But I was actually coming home from the store and my mom's house, the ramp is in the back. So I had to wait for someone to go through the front of the house, go around the back and open up the porch area, the backyard area so I can go in. And as I'm waiting, a car pulls up by me and I'm thinking, oh, maybe he just wants directions. So I've never seen this car. And all the time I've been living there, I've never seen this car. And I remember it was a red car with a black stripe down the middle. So it kind of looked like a little bit of a race car. And I'm waiting for him to just ask me for directions through the window. No, he comes out and he's like, you don't know me, and I know I don't know you, but something just told me to give you this. You know, I just won this money and I want to give you this money. I'm like,
Wow.
I can't take that. And he's, just please take this. So now I'm here like saying, no, I can't. You know, I don't know you. I don't know. No, I can't. And then my dad comes out to open up the door for me. And he says, are you her father? He says, yes. I want to give her this money. I don't know what she can use it for. Please, can you just tell her to take it? Or can you take it? And my dad's like, we can't take that. So we're both arguing with this guy, which is crazy to even be arguing with him for that long. We should have just left. But here we are going back and forth. And finally, my dad said, well, Denise, it's up to you. And so I'm like, okay, I just wanted to get out of this conversation. I'm like, well, how much can it really be in there? Well, can you believe that when we got inside the house and we opened up that envelope, it was $300. Exactly what I needed. Nothing more, nothing less. It was, and my mother had already gotten the $100. And we're thinking, well, where are we going to get the other 300? And out of nowhere, and can you believe that we never saw that car again?
And I bet you wish you could have, so you could have thanked him and let him know how meaningful it was.
Oh my gosh, 1,000 times yes. I wish I could see this gentleman again because it was unbelievable. And the other thing that was unbelievable is that this vehicle that I bought, I live in New York and I bought the vehicle from Florida, unseen. It was just an ad that I saw in the paper. Unseen. It was a modified van, you know, with the lowered floor and the ramp for the wheelchair. And these vans normally go for, you know, $50,000, $60,000. We got it in Florida for $7,000. But we were short $400, like I said. And it was unbelievable. And it was sight unseen. Everybody thought I was crazy to go ahead and buy a vehicle, you know, from another state unseen to see if it even worked. And my mindset was like, well, for $7,000, whatever little fixing it might need is not going to cost us $60,000. So I was just going on faith and knowing that everything is going to work out. And when you believe wholeheartedly that everything is going to work out, everything will work out. So absolutely. To this day, I wish I can see the guy again.
And sometimes what's positive in the world is even stronger than your negativity, because sometimes, you know, you can't believe wholeheartedly, you know, and you know, still good comes to you anyway. So I love that.
Absolutely.
You know, people say, you know, you have to believe.
Yeah, that's an amazing story, Denise. I want to share with you too is my deaf friend Scott, we went to a event, was Purple Relay was there, and they're the voice relay from California, and he's like, Marianne, I need a new TV for closed captioning for my apartment. And I said, well, enter, put your name in there. So we went around all the different booths and put it in there, and him and I were taking Reiki classes, and anyway, like a week later, we got invited to this church that was opening up, and they were giving giveaways. And I don't remember if it was Christmas or not, but they had bikes for kids, TVs. They were posting all this stuff and everything like that. And I go, well, we have an opportunity to go meet some new people. Scott, would you like to do it? And so they picked us in a van, and we went there. And guess what? They gave us tickets. So Scott and I hung on to the tickets and prayed, and we manifested. Dear God, Scott is a person who can use this big screen TV for closed captioning. We applied, and he had his set of tickets. I had my set of tickets. We went. I ended up signing, and guess what? Of all the people, the very end of the whole giveaways and first time. Guess who won the TV? He
He
did.
did.
And he just
Wow.
started crying. And I was sitting, I was signing, I would say like a breakthrough. But I told those pastors, I said, you have no idea. We were manifesting this and praying for this. And he is a person who can use this. Thank you so much. He was just crying and crying. So you know what? 10 years later, we're in a pandemic in Hawaii. That same church is helping families out by providing not only walk-ins to get your own food and carloads of provision to take to your families. It was and they were doing it every 2 weeks. So Denise, remember when we had what was it in July? July was I want to say, what was it, deaf awareness? We did something.
Yes.
Or international, one of the international days was the day that I could pick up provisions to bring to my the house that I rented with senior citizens, and one of my housemate lost his job at the airport. He was a manager with one of the rental cars. I thanked them and I said, you probably don't remember who I am, but I was here when you first opened up and we won that TV, and I want to let you know where Scott is now. He moved to California, and he just got certified as a veterinary assistant. So thank you so much again that we won that TV. That TV was, in the right place at the right time. And thank you for giving community service, because all you guys are doing is you're helping out families here, not only in Hawaii with the whole pandemic, people who've lost their jobs, incomes, all that stuff, and everything like that. So we get back to the world. So that's King's Chapel, by the way. But that's just another an amazing success story, I want to say. But I didn't know, you're not thinking at that time, Denise, you're just doing your thing, you're doing your job or whatever. But also manifesting things can really if you put attention to it. And just like with this creativity, at Unity Church of Hawaii too, Reverend Tim was one of his things that goes, it comes to you, it's for yours to do. And I must say I didn't get it. I mean, like I got it at first because I was telling him about some things that were happening in the parking lot or some construction things. Like, he's like, well, then you call the construction people and tell them. And I go, so, but if it comes to you, it's for yours to do. It's stuck in my mind, Denise. So here I am now. And I have the series of the app games. I have books now. So I know the universe is telling me this is my next purpose, and I love it. And some days I just want to turn it off. But Brian Roosh just sent me this stuff, and I'm so excited to see this stuff. It is amazing work. So you know what? And like I said, in one sense is not working. Some of the hearing, the tinnitus, I had to shut it out, close my mind, stop it. The other part of my brain and creativity said, continue. This is what you need to do. Isn't that amazing, Denise?
Absolutely. And it's amazing how, when you said if it comes to you, it's for you to do. We often neglect to hear our inner thoughts, right? Our instincts and there are signs everywhere. When we look around and we're like, oh wow, I remember seeing that. And this has to do with that. And then it's all connected. And when you really sit down and think about it, it's like, wow, it was happening all around me. As I'm thinking it, the universe is everything in place for us to finally get it. But we have to have that right mindset. And we really need to believe wholeheartedly that it's going to happen. Right? Whether it's today or tomorrow. Another thing that happened, and I know that we're almost at the end of the show, but the other thing that happened, for 10 years, I wanted to drive so badly. I wanted to drive actually longer than that. But for 10 years, I was trying to get the state to help me with my modifications that were very, very expensive. And they kept saying, no. Every single year I would ask, and every time I would get a no. Finally, the universe has shifted things around. And it's because the last time that I asked, the woman said to me, Denise, your disability is progressive. We can't pay for it because, you're going to get weaker. and then eventually you're going to. Now she didn't say die, but she was just a couple of seconds short of saying that, and then she stopped herself. Actually, I think it was the universe, God, that stopped her. Just put his hand right over her mouth and stopped her. But the following year, I asked again, and it was someone else in her position. She was no longer working there. And I told this person about it. She was so excited. She was like, wow, yeah, let's try it. And that just shifted everything. I was finally able to drive, and it was amazing. So never give up on your dream. Dream every day, visualize always, Diva, until you get what you want. And with that, I want to thank everyone that was here. Barbara, do you want to say one last thing before Emily?
I just love you guys. I just feel honored, that I get to come and be part of this every week. I feel grateful.
Thank you so much for being here. And Marianne, thank you.
And I want to say thank you too, because I know of us all can't be there physically with each other to hug each other and give the aloha kiss or spirit. But yes, this conversation is, and it is work, and it's healing the planet, and it's healing us. So thank you for sharing, and thank you for, again, Kurt Roscoff and Emily, for hosting the World of Ability. Aloha and gracias, Mariana Waikiki.
Thank you. All right, Emily, my darling, do you want to bring us home?
Yeah, I can do that. So I wanted to thank everybody who's here for joining us, and to Marcus Hart and the Transform You Media Network for allowing us to have this on their platform. And to encourage everybody to come back next week, since we're here every Saturday at 2 p.m. Central, 3 Eastern. And encourage and thank everybody to go to our social media and comment, share, like, anything like that, and to share this link out to everybody you know. And
can I ask a quick question?
I think
Absolutely.
Sure. When we were doing that thing, we were trying to support the 22 for 20 on 22, right, to help the veterans. Does anyone know what came from that? How that effort?
Well, I'm so glad that you asked. We accomplished some stuff, so that is very powerful. And we are actually, this is an ongoing mission. So those of you who are out there listening, we are actually now working on another project called Hopestock 2022. And it's actually, you know what, Emily? Since you are very heavily involved with that project, we all are, but Emily is the go-to girl to know a little bit more about this. Do you want to tell us more before we end, so that everyone out there can come and support us for Hopestock 2022?
Yes.
So this Hopestock is a hybrid event. The in-person part of it is going to be at the Forward Operating Base Rush in Makanda, Illinois. And it's going to be
2 different socks on.
held on July 29th, 30th, and 31st. And is put on by Project Die Hard, which is a veteran nonprofit located in Kentucky. We're encouraging everybody to join us, whether it's in person or virtually. And yeah, to raise money um, to renovate a building that was donated to them, as well as help combat military suicide. So I'd say there's gonna be a lot of food, fun, entertainment. That's all.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Well, again, thank you all for coming. We will see you next week. Same time, same place. Like, share, subscribe. We want to hear from you.
Yes. Thank you, guys.